That was one question that intrigued me. What has storytelling done for you? Okay, the next one I want you to think about is, what have you done for storytelling? We've all done a lot of volunteer stuff. We've all done a lot of volunteer stuff. I see the heads going, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh geez, yeah. But I count my finest successes in storytelling in that category because of the people that I've been able to. There's been children, and they're so rewarding. Oh my, I don't have much time, so I'll just. There was Shannon Babb, 4th grade. She came and she wanted to tell stories at the Storytelling Festival. Shannon was dyslexic, and she was really struggling in school, having success experiences. Math was hard, reading was hard, spelling was hard, school was hard. But she could stand up, and she was so poised. This little girl, 9 years old, she was so poised, and she told a lovely story. We put her on the stage. She came back the next year. We put her on the stage. She told stories for us until she was in her early teens. And then, you know, early teens, life takes over in school and everything else. I always wondered what happened to Shannon Babb until I ran into her mother. Shannon Babb, well, she went into science. She went into science so successfully that she won the most prestigious scientific scholarship in the country. It was $100,000. I don't remember the name of it. And she was invited to the Nobel Peace Prize in Stockholm to give a talk about what she could do, what she had done to win this big scholarship. Little Shannon. What got her there? A lot of hard work on her part. But what got her up was the fact that she had succeeded in storytelling. She credits storytelling. She didn't become a performer. She's become a scientist. She studied tundra at the Arctic Circle another year. She's amazing. But she got it because she stood up and she told the ring of truth. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that story, when she was 9 years old. And then there was Lisa Warlton. Cute little thing. She came in, big curls, and she told a story, and she was wonderful and had a great time. That was in the summer. That winter, she was in a terrible snowmobile accident. Snowmobile ran into a barbed wire fence. She suffered severe damage and some brain trauma as well. Her goal when she woke up from the coma was she wanted to get better so she could tell more stories. The next year, there was a year in between when she was still the next year, she came in again and she auditioned. Didn't know any of this story behind what had happened. She just came in, a little bit older, didn't talk quite as smoothly, but she was still great. We put her on the stage, and then we learned the story. How storytelling had been the motivation for this little girl to fight through brain trauma recovery. And then there was the autistic boy, Nathan. I have been going into a school right near my house for 12 years. I go every year, and I teach the kids storytelling, and then they have a storytelling festival. Well, this one kid was making me nuts. They brought Nathan in. Nathan never paid attention to anything. It's in a little kiosk, you know, those little step-down kiosk things in the Kiva things in the school, at the libraries and stuff, you know. He'd lay on the floor. He wouldn't pay attention. He'd drive me crazy. And I thought, why are they bringing this kid? He's driving me nuts. But just told to the other kids and kept telling. 3 years, Nathan was driving me crazy. Finally, when he was kindergarten, first grade, second grade, when he was in 3rd grade, I went, and they have an assembly where all the kids get up and tell stories. Nathan told a story. I thought, whoa, I didn't know he was paying attention. Who knew? And when it was all over, the teacher who runs it came up to me and she said, "Did you know that Nathan's autistic?" Huh? Nathan was autistic, and his parents said to me later, "We never knew our son until we climbed over his wall with storytelling." After he had performed that night, his parents came to him and they said, "Nathan wants to tell you a story." Okay. So there was a chair left. It's outside on the grass. There was a chair, and he stood up in front of me, and he told me a story. This autistic child looked me in the eye. He was animated. We connected. He told me a completely different story that he hadn't told before. And when he was done, the wall fell again, and he disconnected. But his parents were encouraged because they knew Nathan was in there. They had seen him when he told a story. So when I think, what have I done for storytelling? I got to sit and listen. The best storytellers are always the best listeners, not the best talkers. The last thing that I'll get off this stage. You know how it is. You give a storyteller a stage. Anyway. The last question I want to ask you is this. What can we do for each other? Partly you're doing it right now. You came to a storytelling event. You showed up. That's supporting storytelling, and that's essential. Another thing we can do for each other is never take this for granted. Never, ever think you're good. Think you're good enough to get up, but never think you're good to relax. The most important thing we do for each other is get better, to continue to raise the bar. You know as well as I do, a mediocre storytelling performance will do more damage than a great storytelling performance can do good. We can't afford to go out there and tell stories and be anything less than the very best we can be. And with that, I'm going to tell you quickly as I can the story, the first story that made me open my eyes and see what storytelling could mean to me. Now, it's an odd little story. I don't perform it, but I hold it in my heart. And since you're a bunch of storytellers, I'm going to tell you. Some of you will go, what does that mean? But I'm hoping some of you might see yourself in it the way I saw myself. It goes like this, not too long. There was once a rabbi, a holy man, a pious man, a righteous man. And he taught at the yeshiva, the school for the Hebrew boys, the Jewish boys, and they would come and he would teach. And they all revered him, for he was truly a righteous man. One day he came and there were tears in his eyes. He was so sad. The boys, they gathered around, they said, Rev Zisha, what is it? Why are you so sad? And Rev Zisha says, oh, I have had a dream. Rev Zisha, you have had a dream? A man such as you, a dream? What was it? Tell us. Oh, my sons, I dreamt that I died and I stood before God to be judged. Oh, Rev Zisha, why are you sad? It was because, Rev Zisha, I know. It was because you were not Moses. You did not part the Red Sea. No, that is not it. Rev Zisha, it is because you found that you were not David. You did not kill Goliath. No, that was not it. No. Rev Zisha, what could it be? You were not Solomon. You feel you were not wise enough. No, my sons, it was none of that. When the angels asked me what I had done, I realized I had failed not because I had not been Moses. I had failed not because I had not been David, not because I had not been Solomon. I had failed because I had not been Rev Zisha. Think about it. It's kind of a time release story. But that was the story I heard that made me think, who am I really, and what do I have to give? I found the answer in storytelling. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. That was wonderful.